Welcome everyone to Fantasy HQ. Thanks for taking time out from watching Game of Thrones to join us. At the table, big week of fantasy football. Exciting times as always. Not many changes Teamless Tuesday, but a hell of a lot of injuries. But we'll get into that at the end of the episode. We had some big points this week. We also have our Guru's Player of the Week, who had an absolutely epic game. Didn't quite crack that 100, but who was it, Mitch?
Benny Hunt. Had only Cody Walker probably scored more tries, but yeah, that's got bogged down in that. 2 tries, 1 offload, 1 line break, 3 try assists, 4 tackle breaks, 2 line break assists, 20 tackles, 110 run meters, 414 kick meters. And that netted him a total of 98 points.
It was an unbelievable effort for a 40-point game from the Dragons. They killed it.
He was literally in everything.
So was Normie. I think Normie's having a great season this year. Okay, so there's our Guru Player of the Week, and now we're heading over to Red for everyone's favourite segment.
Well, you say it's a favourite, and then when I'm trying to get the animations going, you didn't give it to me, and then you did it for yourself, like real subtly. Chick face. But anywho, welcome to Wall Street. So we go through buys and sells, and as we changed up last week, we can either do a buyer beware or a pump the brakes. Guru's choice. We're going to do sells, and we're going to start with young Mitch. What do you got for us, mate? Who are you selling?
We're doing sells first, are we?
We're doing sells first.
Wow. All right.
Changing it up.
Spanner in the works.
Yeah.
It's really thrown me off, actually.
Good.
This week, I think his time's done. Jack Bird.
Ooh, really?
He was, made a lot of money at the start of the year. He seems to have dropped off lately, just like he's dropping the ball with the try line wide open.
Putting a masterclass
Twice.
on how not to score.
Twice.
Yeah.
And, twice in 2 weeks. It's unbelievable. You'll probably come out this week and score 60, but I think it's time for him to go. He's made his money. It's time to upgrade someone else.
Well, he's still scoring decently for what he's doing on the field. Like, I watch him play and I'm like, he's doing garbage, and I look at his points and they're still not too bad. But, with that centre position, some good options.
There's a lot of depth there this year. A lot of DPPs.
Well, centre last year was an absolute dud position. Centre this year is like the gold position.
Yeah.
There's so many centre second rowers out there.
Especially with that Nakora-Capewell combo. It's like nearly 120 points between those two.
Jesus, and if not, you got Bateman. And if not, you got Ockenball. Like, good lord, there's just amazing players out there.
Okay.
Anyway.
Pump the brakes on that.
Alright, so good sell, Mitch. I actually agree. I think he's wasting space on a lot of teams. Yeah,
he can't make
very
too
well
much more.
He wouldn't. Yeah, I think he's kind of plateaued there.
Yeah, so Herms for Grubman, we're not hearing your sell. We're going to go to me. And I'm going to talk about Sam Burgess.
Really? Slamming Sammy?
Sam Burgess is a sell. Now, the last 3 weeks, Sam Burgess has scored 46, 44, 38.
They're not bad scores, except for the last one.
Well, yeah, okay, but for a player who's cost you $726,000,
expect one more.
And there's a young man named James Fisher-Harris who costs less, averages more, and has scored less tries. So that means all these points come from base stats.
That's what you want. So
Sam Burgess scored 4 tries over 6 games, and he's owned by 27% of people. James Fisher-Harris has scored 2 tries, and he's only owned by like 10% of people. I think there's just a massive market out there for better second rowers.
But not just Fisher Harris, you got Reece Martin, Bateman, Jake Turbo, Murray. Like, there's plenty of
so many
options.
And in that premium bracket, there's so many good ones scoring 50 plus every week.
Yeah, we're really spoiled there at the moment, second row, with the options and people who can pick.
Yeah. So yeah, Sammy, that's my sell. I know.
He's playing that bye week, but it is early enough to sell him now. And
not worry too much
about
about
that.
That's why you bring in the fish, because he's also playing it.
Myself? Yeah. I'm the only option.
Actually, I think we just leave you out of this whole video.
Yeah, we'll just leave you out. Alright.
I've been going really well. If people have been listening to me lately, you're onto a winner.
1 week.
2. You're onto a winner. My sell, we bang on about this guy all the bloody time, and I'm sick of hearing about him, so let's just sell him so I don't have to talk about him again. The best the man can get, Matt Gillett. I'm sick of talking about him, but he's a sell now. 2 tries in the last 2 weeks, and he hasn't even scored that great. HIA last week, so he only got the 1/2. But it's time. His break even's now too high because of that HIA. It's 49. He might get it, but he's only hitting those scores when he's scoring tries. He's still an 80-minute player, but like I said, with red cell before, that second row option, you got plenty of better options. He's still relatively like mid-range, but I think you just need an upgrade. We're getting into that period now where you want to be getting in the 900 points now, so you need those consistent scorers.
He does it 1 week and he's just like dropping it in there.
Yeah. 1 week. Control yourself.
I'm just saying. Yes, let's get rid of him. Let's not talk about him ever again.
Okay, so that's everyone's cells, and apparently if you listen to Herms, you're in for a 900-point week. He does it once, and apparently he's now a god of 900-point games. There's a lot of guys out there scoring 1,000, so when you get to there, you get there. We're going to go to buyers now. I won't shake things up too much. Herms, we're going to double up on you, because apparently you're the man. So who you buying? If you're the man, who you buying?
And, you know, we had guys ask a few weeks ago whether it would be a good idea bringing this guy in. We weren't too sold on him already, but now it's time. Alex Twall, it's time to bring him in. He's proving in that front row position that he can be an absolute point per minute machine. He is averaging 0.96 points per minute, so he's nearly getting exactly that point per minute he's on the field. His break even is 25. He's going to gain money this week. He's still under 700,000, so bring him in this week. He's only 5% of teams.
Surprising.
I think with the Tigers, him and Farah are a must. They just seem to be carrying the defensive load.
Yeah.
Like the points they had at half time, you know, they both could have easily gone on to get 100 the way they were playing.
Impressive.
He hasn't got any tries, no try assists. These are all base stat numbers, and he's averaging, I think, 55 points for the season. His lowest score was in week 1 and his lowest minute game. So, Alex Twall, bring him in now. Dual position player as well.
Oh, really? Beautiful.
So, chuck him in that front row, which is kind of slim.
Yeah, a lot of upside to Alex Twall. Mitch, who are you buying?
Ryan Sutton. Bit of a iffy one.
Bit of a meathead. We watched him in Canberra, man. He was giving away penalties like they were candy to kids in a van.
Well, who doesn't love candy? From a sus man in a white van, okay?
With a British accent.
Obviously. You can't have one without the other. Ryan Sutton, when Tarpanay was out, he got 45 and 44 and played about 50 minutes. Tarpanay obviously came back last week, stole some minutes from him, but now he's out and he's injured again, which we'll cover in the injury report a bit later. So Sutton should go back up to those, you know, bigger minutes, and I think he'll consistently be hitting those mid-40s. He's got a break even this week of 19, so I think there's also a bit of money to be made there. So I think, yeah, if you're in that mid-tier, you kind of want someone to make a bit of money, hopefully be a consistent scorer. I think Ryan Sutton's a good option there.
Yeah, starting lock for the Raiders, so he's in the middle of the field. He's going to get through a workload that you want, and yeah, with Tarpanay out again, he should get those increased minutes. So I like to bring in. He's still cheap. How much is it?
435,000.
Yeah, that's still good money.
Yeah, he's a cash cow at this point. So good time to bring him in.
Yeah, so no, I love the pick, and I'm actually going to continue on message here with another front row forward as a buy. I'm going to go with Payne Haas. Semi-obvious.
Really?
Hear about it. But if you watched our earlier videos, Hearns gave me a little bit of shit about having him in my team to begin with. And I knew this guy was going to come in and kill it. So I got some 2 really good trades last week, plus Payne Haas. Now Payne Haas, minus 15 break even. He had 45 tackles and only missed 2. He played 64 minutes. He only cost 286k.
Nothing but
Now,
upside there.
Yeah, there's a lot of players, like Dylan Brown is still in a lot of teams. We were talking about that before. If you get rid of Dylan Brown and bring him in with Fafita under the injury scare this week, he's going to cover you, and he's starting in the front row. And I just think he's an absolute must. Absolute must.
You're going to make money. So.
Yeah. Well, if he scores 30 points, you're going to make yourself 54k. That's only if he scores 30 points. That's minimum. Like, he would smash
what
that.
he got last week.
He'll fucking smash that. So, yeah. Big bring in this week in Payne Haas.
Obviously, like with Pango Jr. still suspended, there's questions about it, but I think when Pango Jr. comes back, he'll probably go to lock or prop. He'll still fill that other spot.
Yeah.
So I think he's a starter or at least a 40-minute player off the bench. So
Yeah.
there's room for making money there. And if he
definitely
continues on this PPM direction, he will make money for a very long time.
There's a lot of upside there.
Yeah.
A lot of upside.
I like him.
Brilliant player. Beautiful. All right. Now we go into the mixture segment where we either pump the brakes or give you a little bit of a heads up on a buyer beware. I've given each of you a go. I'm going to start with Blake Ferguson. Now, he had an absolute rubbish, and I say that very
tough game.
politely, rubbish game, purely for the fact that he had a broken nose, people were giving him a bit of grief on the ground. Blake Ferguson has every chance to have really good weeks. He's got the Tigers and the Knights coming up, and he's still playing round 12, so I think pump the brakes on Blake Ferguson. He's shown that he can be a prolific runner of the ball.
I suppose
And I think that...
Sorry, he only played one half the other day.
Yeah, he only had a half. And he scored 6 points, but like he was done.
He was a passenger out there, unfortunately, and yeah, it's one of those things. Obviously, he had the rib issue and the nose, and he was getting a lot of extra work from the Raiders.
Mitch?
I'm, for the first time, not going to do a pump the brakes. I'm going to go buy beware. We switched.
For the first time?
Yeah, first
Out
time
of 2
ever.
weeks?
Yep.
Whoa.
Stop it, I know.
Oh,
Stop the presses, please.
I'm excited.
This week I've gone Wade Egan. I actually think long term he will be the number 9 for the Panthers. But obviously at the moment, him and Katoa are in a bit of a battle, so he's absolutely no certainty to actually keep the starting position. He's got a high break even this week of 42. He's not expensive, he's only 339,000, but I think it could be worth a week or two. Let that price come down, because I'm not sure he'll actually get to his break even.
Yeah, I can't see.
And we're not sure if he's going to hold the starting position, but obviously if he holds starting position in a few weeks, great option to bring in.
Definitely want to be patient with, but I think Panthers know they have to change something right now because
They
they were like, well, they were your favourite to
Well,
win.
they were.
They won a premiership.
And on paper, they're
And
a brilliant team.
And now they're like
Wow.
long shots to even make the 8. So
Yeah.
they have to change something. I think this is like their way of saying, okay, we're going to bring in a young, fresh face at hooker, change up the spine a bit. So leave it a week or two, see what he's like, see the minutes he plays, and take it from there.
And I think they're trying to restart their spine. Dylan Edwards got the chop, got pushed to the wing, and DWZ was fantastic.
Yeah, he played quite well.
He didn't have a lot to work with, but he did what he could with what he had, and I think Wade Egan is definitely the future of that position. Like, they haven't really had a good one for a long, long time now, and they had a makeshift one in Peter Wallace. So I think he's definitely going to be future. I think they need to take their just actions now and just blood him. If it's a few crap games, it's a few crap games, but he's got to be there. All right, Hans, finish us off, mate. Wrap it up.
I'm going to go, okay, he had a massive monster game last week, and he was nearly even cracked player of the week this week, but I'm saying buyer beware, Cody Walker. I mean, you're getting 4 tries, 1 try assist, 8 tackle busts, 3 line breaks, and you're not getting 100 points?
Yeah.
And you're not doing that every week.
No.
You are not doing that every week.
A few of those were a bit, they weren't like epic tries, like you literally just fell in the ball.
Now, my man, Cookie, putting him in the hole. Sorry, I had to bring it up.
Of course.
Capitan Cook. But yeah, he's not doing that every week. He's actually a very average fantasy player. So and I've actually seen in the What's Hot column, people are bringing him in. But I say, beware, he's not going to get that every week. He's probably not even going to get you anywhere near that every week. Base stats, he got 1 tackle last week.
How does a player who played 80 minutes get 1 tackle?
How do you avoid that much defensive work? I have no idea. So I'm going to be
Think allergies.
paying extra attention this week to see him 10 metres behind the line of scrimmage.
Probably up.
But by boy, Cody Walker. So just hold off. Better options out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Better, safer options.
Definitely. All right, folks, that wraps up Wall Street.
Lovely. I liked it.
That's good.
Yeah,
Alright, so we move on to that. We're going to quickly run through the injury report. There's a lot this week.
Huge.
Huge list of injuries. So bang it out quick, Mitch.
What you got?
We got obviously Joseph Tarpanay. Looks like he's out for about 12 weeks. Guerra looks like he's gone for most of the season. Expected back late, around 22, maybe the earliest.
That was bad. Did you see that?
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. Matt Lodge has a broke complaint. Looks like he's going to miss a week, so he should be back round 7. Jared Wallace is suspended, so he looks like he's back round 8. AJ Brimson, he's out to round 9. Unfortunately, Nene looks like he's done for the season.
Another horrific ankle
That
injury.
was horrible. And Isaac Liu, maybe round 7. Not sure about that. The annoying thing for fantasy coaches this week is there's a lot of good players out there that are going to be like game time decisions. We're talking Fafitas, Arrows, Burgess, our mate Isaiah Yo, we love him. Curtis Scott, Ash Taylor. They're all going to be kind of game time decisions. So make sure you stay on your late mail and your...
Feeder's a big one, and he's a lot of captain options out there. So
his
first game of the week.
That's handy. I'd put Jai Arrow in that same kind of category.
Yep.
There'll be a fair portion of people that have him. So
yeah, a lot of these injuries are not really fantasy relevant, but for the guys that are coming in for these guys, that's what makes these injuries very relevant. Like you got Matt Lodge out. Means Payne Haas is guaranteed that starting spot this week, which is great.
I think the other big one for Feeder, if he's not playing, it's the first game, so you have a chance to mix around with your team. You're not locked into anything before that game happens, so make sure you're watching an hour before the game and just check the app to see the updated team list.
Maybe take him out of your captain option. If you've got some other safer options there.
Definitely. I say, if he's got an injury, he's probably not going to get the same minutes he usually gets, so they'll probably want to ease him into it. So I'd definitely be looking elsewhere for my captain this week.
Definitely. Okay, guys, that wraps everything up. Thank you for joining us at Fantasy HQ, like always. This is Red from Mervyn's FG, Mitch from Mitchell's Lads FG, Alex from Goose FG. Here are our scores. I'm proud of this one.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Just. And like always, what can I do, Mitch?
Like, subscribe, comment. We love hearing the feedback, guys.
Yes, thank you very much for all your support, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Subscribe.